The sky is falling.
The sky is falling. We got the Chicago Sky general manager, Jeff P., throwing Angel Reese under the bus?
Angel Reese is under fire from the Chicago Sky general manager. The general manager names Angel Reese by name and says, "We need more out of you."
The Chicago Sky GM just called out Angel Reese for missing layups.
Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky got off to a rough start in the 2025 WNBA season
and hinted they might drop her. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark keeps carrying the league, yet she's the one under constant fire. If you support Caitlyn 100%, drop it in the comments.
Caitlyn Clark is the absolute difference maker for the Indiana Fever.
Caitlyn Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP.
She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
Caitlyn Clark is a superstar globally.
Let's break down what really happened. For a league already battling internal chaos, this move was bold and messy. Chicago Sky GM Jeff Pagliocca didn't just give a vague team-wide critique. He named Angel Reese directly. No sugarcoating, no general statements. He flat out said, "We need more out of her."
Best chance of versatility on the roster. We need more production out of her, but we need her to help us in other ways too.
Not the team, not our front court, just Angel Reese. And that's where the real firestorm began.
That's something that has yet to come together, but it's a necessity for us to win, Pagliocca said. She's had some great games, and she's had some games like everybody else that haven't been her best. But she's our best chance at versatility on this roster. We need more production out of her, but we need her to help us in other ways too. We need more production out of her. Jeff Pagliocca has been seeing some of the disappointment.
According to reports, the GM criticized her declining performance, pointing out her drop from 13.6 points and 39% shooting in her rookie year to just 10 points on 35% this season. That wouldn't be a major issue if the entire roster wasn't struggling. But Angel became the face of blame.
Reese has seen her numbers drop from her rookie season to her second in 2025. She is averaging 10 points on 35% shooting and 12 rebounds per game compared to 2024, where she posted 13.6 points on 39% shooting and 13 rebounds per game. To make matters worse for the Sky, Courtney Vandersloot, she's out for the season with a torn ACL.
Despite pulling in 12 rebounds a game and still hustling on the glass, she's now being scrutinized for missed layups, weak finishes at the rim, and her fit within the offense. To make it worse, the Chicago Sky are now 3-6, spiraling with back-to-back losses. And Jeff decided now was the time to go public with internal frustration.
That's something that has yet to come together, but it's a necessity for us to win. She's had some great games, but she's had some games like everybody else that haven't been her best. But she's our best chance at versatility on this roster.
When a team is sinking, leadership is supposed to keep it in-house, protect the players, and regroup. Instead, the GM tossed Angel under the bus for the media and fans to chew on. And here's the kicker. He called her the team's most versatile player, then turned around and suggested she's not doing enough. That contradiction isn't just poor messaging, it signals a deeper issue. Either you build around her or you don't.
Angel Reese was quoted as saying, "I put my head down and work every single day. I don't give up on anything. I critique myself the most. I know it's going to translate. I'm just going to put my head down and work. I know the results will show."
But pinning the team's collapse on one 22-year-old while letting others off the hook? That's not leadership. That's scapegoating. And don't forget, this came right after he built a flawed roster, traded away the team's future, and hired a rookie coach. But somehow Angel Reese is the problem? It's a classic deflection, one that just blew up in public.
Jeff P., the first place you should be looking before you look at Angel Reese to blame her, before you look at Tyler Moore, you need to look in the mirror. You need to look in the mirror. You are the general manager. You are the one responsible for orchestrating and putting the roster together.
What makes this situation even worse is the blatant double standard at play. Angel Reese is being dragged through the mud for underperforming, but she's not the only one struggling. Not even close. The Sky's issues run deep, yet Reese is the only one being publicly called out by name. Why? Let's start with Camila Cardoso, This is a player the front office and coaching staff went all in on. The entire offensive system was reportedly built around her, and yet Cardoso has been largely invisible on the court. She's been labeled as having no motor, and she routinely disappears during games. One analyst even said she makes Satu Sabali look like the most energetic player in the league. That's not a good sign.
How come the first time we hear you call a player out by name, it's Angel Reese? How come you went and you hired Tyler Marsh to be the head coach of this team, and then you co-signed him, building an offense around Camila Cardoso, yet the first time we're talking about we need more from a player, it's for Angel Reese and not Camila Cardoso? Last time I checked, they both have been playing like garbage.
Despite this, Cardoso gets a free pass. No public criticism, no media scrutiny, no demands for better play. Just silence. Yet Angel Reese, the only player showing consistent effort and hustle, even when her shots don't fall, is the one being called out in headlines. It's not just unfair, it's calculated. The GM knows Reese has a spotlight on her. He's using her name to distract from deeper structural failures. Ariel Atkins, she's been another disappointment. The Sky gave up serious assets to bring her in, including a high draft pick that could have landed them Sonia Citron or Kiki Iriafen. Instead, Atkins has failed to deliver. And still, nothing but crickets from the front office. Rachel Banham? Underwhelming. Kia Nurse, past her prime. But again, no public accountability. And then there's the head coach, Tyler Marsh. A rookie coach who's shown little ability to adapt mid-game, implement effective schemes, or develop his players. His in-game adjustments are practically non-existent. His drills in practice? According to insiders, they're not even game relevant. Yet he's being protected. The GM even emphatically backed him in interviews, saying the record doesn't reflect the work put in. But in professional sports, effort isn't enough. Results matter. The Chicago Sky are ranked near the bottom of the league on both ends, offense and defense. They allow over 90 points per game and shoot under 40% from the field.
We had pretty big, significant expectations for the season, which is why I made the moves I made. His assessment was that the Sky's 2 and 6 need to improve everywhere going into to address the lack of cohesion on defense and poor shooting. Going into Tuesday night's loss, they allowed a league worst 90.1 points per game. We're shooting just 39%.
That's not just on Angel Reese. That's a team-wide issue, a structural issue, a coaching issue, a front office issue. And let's talk about that layup criticism. Yes, Angel Reese has struggled with finishes. Her layup percentage is down. But that's also a symptom of poor spacing. When you put two bigs like Reese and Cardoso on the floor together, defenders collapse into the paint. There's no room to operate. That's not on Reese. That's on the system. That's on the GM and the coach who built the offense.
The Sky believed they were ready to compete for a playoff spot season where the team could give anyone a fight. There's no sugarcoating how things have gone. They sputtered early, lost Sloot to a torn ACL. They're near the bottom in the league, both offensively and defensively, after loading up on veterans. Even understanding that growth takes time, the Sky shouldn't have been this bad.
You can't ask a player to succeed in a setup designed to fail, then act surprised when it doesn't work. Even when Angel Reese tried to evolve her game, stretching the floor, improving her handle, the criticism didn't stop. People mocked her for trying to play point forward. They told her to just rebound. Yet in the same breath, they say she's the team's most versatile player. The mixed signals are endless, and the front office is doing nothing to clarify or support her role.
Well, that's a front office issue as much as it's an Angel Reese issue. If your front office and your coach is completely fine with one of your star players missing practice to go to this engagement and to go to that engagement, then your general manager and head coach, they need to have a little bit more backbone. They need to say, no, this is a brand new team. We can't afford that, Angel. But instead, they co-sign it. They allow it. They encourage it. And they wonder why things look how they look.
At the end of the day, the GM made this roster. He traded away picks. He mortgaged the team's future. He brought in a first-time coach and threw together an imbalanced lineup with no clear identity. Now the team is failing, and instead of owning that, he's pushing the blame onto Angel Reese, the player he helped market as the face of the franchise. Let's be clear, Angel Reese isn't perfect. She needs to finish stronger. She needs to shoot better. But she's not the problem. She's the scapegoat. And in a league that claims to value unity and growth, the way she's being treated is the exact opposite of what progress looks like. Now here's where things get impossible to ignore. While Angel Reese is getting publicly embarrassed by her own general manager, Caitlyn Clark continues to face relentless criticism from other players, fans, and even media, despite doing everything right on and off the court. And the results couldn't be more different.
Manager Jeff Pagliocca allowing Tyler Marsh to say, yeah, Angel, go do your influencer thing and hopefully it doesn't take away from your basketball play.
Let's start with performance. Caitlyn Clark is playing in a system that isn't even built for her, surrounded by aging veterans and questionable coaching. Yet she's still putting up elite numbers. She's leading all rookies in assists, creating plays that don't exist.
Caitlyn Clark is the GOAT.
She signed my jersey! So happy, I'm crying. I'm so happy. This is the best day ever.
Caitlyn Clark effect seems to be crazier than year one.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball. Period.
WNBA rumors suggest Caitlyn Clark will be among the first stars making $1 million annually. The most notable of which is, y'all already know who, the needle mover, Caitlyn Clark.
So in 2024, she averaged 16.5 points per game, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from three. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and one was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14.5 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 52.5% from the field and 50% from three-point range.
And even hitting logo threes under double coverage. She's not just surviving, she's elevating everyone around her. Her basketball IQ is off the charts, and her work ethic is undeniable. Every game, every practice, she shows up, puts her head down, and gets to work. Compare that to the situation in Chicago. Angel Reese is being asked to play out of position, adjust her game in real time, and carry a broken roster, all while being the media face of a team that's falling apart. The difference? Caitlyn gets hate for her success, while Angel gets covered up for failure. Until now. Because once the hype faded and the losses piled up, the same people who enabled Angel are now washing their hands of her. But here's what really separates Caitlyn Clark. She moves the needle.
So in 2024, she averaged 16.5 points per game, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from three. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and one was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14.5 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 52.5% from the field and 50% from three-point range.
Without her, the WNBA's ratings are in freefall. ESPN primetime games featuring popular names like Angel Reese, Sabrina Ionescu, and Brianna Stewart couldn't even crack 610,000 viewers. That's not even decent for a national broadcast. And this wasn't a small market problem. We're talking about Chicago versus New York.
The Chicago Sky and New York Liberty game is on national TV tonight, while the Fever play elsewhere. Boy, I can't wait to see the ratings on that game.
2 of the largest media markets in the country. Still, almost no one tuned in. Meanwhile, when Caitlyn Clark is playing, even her warm-ups trend. Her games break records, her jersey sells out, and the league actually feels alive.
Chicago Sky at New York Liberty on ESPN. Not NBA TV, not Ion Network, not Amazon Prime, did a 0.606 million viewers.
After her brief injury, WNBA ratings dropped over 50%. Let that sink in. The entire league lost more than half its viewers the moment Caitlyn Clark stopped playing. That's not a stat. That's a wake-up call. And yet no GM dares to call her out. No front office has the audacity to blame her for their team's shortcomings, even when her Fever squad gets blown out. Why? Because everyone knows the truth. Caitlyn Clark is the reason people are watching. She's not just a player, she's the product. She's what sponsors want, what networks fight for, and what the WNBA desperately needs to survive. But let's flip the script. Imagine if Caitlyn had shot 30% from the field. Imagine if she had missed layup after layup.
WNBA television ratings down more than 50%. We should probably do a study on that. I'm not sure why that would be. Wait, since Caitlyn Clark's injury. Okay, hopefully this is good news that she's coming back. And it's a reminder, ladies of the WNBA.
Imagine if her team was 3-6 and she was still being promoted as the face of the franchise. Would she get grace? Would she get protection? Would the league still bend over backward to justify her minutes? Not a chance. The double standard is deafening. And let's not forget, Caitlyn takes heat from other players for things she never did. She gets trash-talked, elbowed, and even intentionally isolated by teammates and opponents who can't stand her success. She never responds with excuses. She never points fingers. She never throws teammates under the bus. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, who built much of her brand off rivaling Caitlyn, is now finding herself without a safety net, abandoned by the same machine that hyped her up. And when the pressure hits, the people behind the scenes turn on her. Caitlyn Clark is the very definition of accountability.
In 4 games this year, she's averaging 19 points a game, 9.3 assists, and 6 rebounds. And she's already had a triple-double this season.
She owns the losses. She praises her teammates. She answers the critics by working harder. That's leadership. That's professionalism. And most importantly, that's why she's built to last in this league. Angel Reese may still have a future, but that future won't come by pointing fingers at teammates, missing layups, or waiting for the media to carry her. It'll come from doing what Caitlyn does every single day, showing up, staying focused, and letting her game do the talking. So when we talk about who's getting protected and who's delivering, there's no debate. One player is carrying the league on her back while being criticized for breathing. The other was protected until her numbers dipped, and now they're preparing to drop her. That's the truth. That's the reality of the WNBA in 2025, and it's time we say it out loud. Beyond the court, there's another game being played, and it's all about media bias and brand control. Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark have been at the center of 2 very different media machines.
Angel Smollett, in her own words.
Yeah, obviously there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA, our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
The WNBA is a joke, and even with Clark carrying the league on her shoulders, it still sucked.
And the way each is portrayed reveals exactly how manipulated the narrative around WNBA stars really is. Angel Reese was handed the spotlight before she ever proved herself at the pro level. After her viral moment against Caitlyn in college, she became a brand ambassador, an influencer, a talking point.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too.
A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question. Angel Reese can't proudly accept the role of the villain, then beg people for sympathy. You can't complain about mythical racism. You can't create stories of fake racism that get exposed, then ask people to feel sorry for you.
Networks boosted her image. Commentators praised her confidence. Social media turned her into a symbol, not necessarily for her basketball skills, but for attitude and visibility. And in many ways, that spotlight protected her. Even when she underperformed in early pro games, the criticism was light. Any backlash was quickly labeled as hate, and supporters deflected by focusing on her image or hustle. But now, the same system that hyped her is flipping. The GM who once praised her versatility is now publicly calling out her missed layups. The team that let her skip practice for branding events is now questioning her production. It's a perfect example of what happens when marketing hype doesn't match performance.
Caitlyn Clark is more mature. Caitlyn Clark has decorum.
Caitlyn Clark obviously is jet fuel to its popularity.
Caitlyn Clark is far better of a basketball player and has made such a tremendous impact in a greater number, more so than Angel Reese. Everybody knows that. Her college career was better. The stadium sales, the WNBA popularity has gone up because Caitlyn Clark.
Eventually, the media turns. And Angel, once protected, is now exposed. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark has had to earn everything, often with the media working against her. When Clark gets fouled hard, they say she's soft. When she breaks records, critics say it's because of minutes. When she elevates the entire league's visibility, they say she's overhyped. But here's the difference. Caitlyn doesn't chase the media. The media chases her. Her brand wasn't handed to her. It was built through performance, discipline, and consistency. She didn't get into the league because she talked. She got here because she produced. And still, Caitlyn faces targeted aggression from other players, strategic benchings, and little to no support from WNBA leadership. The same league that panics when ratings drop 55% without her has yet to publicly defend her the way they protected others. What we're witnessing isn't just a difference in playing style, it's a difference in how the media and organizations choose their heroes and scapegoats. Angel Reese was elevated quickly, too quickly, and now the pressure is caving in. Caitlyn Clark has been built to last, and she's proving it game after game, no matter how loud the noise gets. This isn't just about basketball anymore. It's about who the media wants you to root for and who they're trying to silence. But fans are smart. They see the hustle, they see the stats, and more importantly, they see the truth.
We need more out of Caitlyn Clark. Did you see the team you people put around her with all these old dinosaurs that can't get up and down the court, that can't make a layup? Natasha Howard in practice, stoink, breaking it off the backboard in practice, and you guys have the nerve to come out publicly and talk about Caitlyn Clark's game?
So now it's out in the open. The Chicago Sky GM is blaming Angel Reese for a broken system he built, while Caitlyn Clark keeps getting targeted, despite being the only reason people are still watching. The league's ratings collapse without her says everything. One player is delivering impact, numbers, and relevance.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right, so she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. Just so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlyn Clark.
The other, excuses, missed layups, and now scapegoating. If Angel Reese really is on the verge of being dropped, it won't be because of hate. It'll be because the hype couldn't hold. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark keeps showing up, no matter the noise. Drop 100% for Caitlyn in the comments if you're riding with the real face of the league.